Welcome to Dwarf Fortress. I'm Twisted Logic. In this video, I'm going to be showing you the Newton's Cradle switch, its uses, functionality, and how to build one. If you enjoy this video, hit the thumbs up and subscribe for more videos. To get right into it, the pressure plates that you can build, you can link them to a floodgate or bridge, and when a creature that wants to harm your fortress steps on one, or an invading army steps on a pressure plate, that floodgate is going to open. However, after it's no longer being stepped on, that pressure plate, the floodgate or bridge, is going to close. This particular logic gate here solves this problem where a creature steps on this pressure plate here, the floodgate will open, and then it will have to be manually closed. What's going on here is that these are some gear assemblies being fed from below. This gear assembly right here, the top gear assembly, is connected to these rollers right here, but it's also connected to this pressure plate. So when this pressure plate is activated, this gear assembly is toggled, turning on this set of rollers. That's going to propel this minecart and slam into this minecart. And what's going to happen is this minecart here is going to be resting on top of this pressure plate, and this minecart here is going to be resting on top of these rollers. So as a manual, right now this is disengaged, this is activated. So if I throw this lever, it'll be as if I turn this system on. Let me show you what this is actually going to activate now. So once that logic gate, the Newton's Cradle switch, is activated, all of these floodgates are going to open, and these two bridges are going to close, as well as some other things. However, you'll get the idea from this small example here. Now, these floodgates here, the drainage for the system, these are from another switch. This switch here activates the drainage for the other area. Now someone should come along shortly to throw this lever. So it is going to throw the lever as soon as I unpause the game. And watch what happens. It's just as simple as that. Now this gear is activated, which activated these southward facing rollers. Pushed the one minecart, collided with the second, and now the second is on the north facing rollers. So if I were to pull this lever and this lever, that would deactivate the system. Right now, that this one pressure plate theoretically turned this gear on, and now this pressure plate here is being held down, and that is the Newton's Cradle switch. And as you can see here, all the floodgates are now open, and the two bridges are closed. So if that pressure plate were somewhere in this area, which it will be, the invading army would come in, step on the pressure plate, and now the floodgates are open, the bridges are closed, and after this is complete, they will be drowned. Now to reset the system, this has to be pulled, this lever has to be pulled here, and this lever has to be pulled. And I'll show you how to build it now. So you go to Build, and then Shift M, and you're going to need a gear assembly, so G. I'll just build it off of this one. So you're going to need a lot of mechanisms for this. So we got a gear assembly here, A for assembly again. Oh, G for gear assembly. Okay. And then we are going to construct 2 walls. One of them is going to be here, the other one here, and that's to stop the minecarts. Designations, Shift T to carve a track, and we're just going to carve a track just like that. We're also going to need a horizontal axle, so H. And we're going to change the orientation with S. And now U and U. Enter. Any wood logs will do. H again. And change the orientation with S. Press U once, right there. And now we'll wait for this to be built. Oh, he's resetting it now. So okay, he pulled them out of order. So this one, the roller on top here is still activated. But that's fine. I can just unforbid this steel minecart here. And after the, he should be coming along now too. There he goes. Oh, I didn't even need to unforbid it, huh? So let me re-forbid that. Yeah, so one thing you want to do is you want to, both of these minecarts need to be forbidden, because once they're off of their stop in hauling, then the dwarves are going to see that it's not at their stop and go and try and pick it up and put it back where it's supposed to be. However, if they're forbidden minecarts, then they won't do that. Also going to put a lever here and another lever down here. They're coming to carve the track now, so I can go to build, Shift T, P for pressure plate, and I'm going to put that right here, but I have to give it some parameters here. So over here on the menu, I'm going to press Shift T for track, and then the weight minimum, it's already set to the minimum, and that's exactly what we do. We just press Shift T and then enter, and then pick the mechanisms. Now I'm also going to go to build, Shift M. Shift M here is for mechanisms. I'm not sure where it is on the menu. Machine components is Shift M. And then I'm going to go to rollers, so lowercase r. And then up here, the roller's direction is from the north to the south. The top one in this orientation is going to be from the north to the south. We don't change the speed at all for this particular latch. So enter. And it's going to need mechanisms, and it's also going to need a rope or chain. And then another set of rollers right down here next to the wall. But this time we're going to change the orientation, so S, and then S again, and this is from the south to the north. Enter, enter, enter. So once these two levers are built, the bottom lever here is going to be linked to this bottom gear assembly, and the top lever here is going to be linked to this top gear assembly. So that way when it's disengaged, the roller is off, and the pressure plate will trigger the gear assembly to turn that roller on and activate the system. Okay, so this is now completed. This step of it. The next step is to link these. So I'm going to click on the lever, A to add a new task. A, I'm pretty sure it's lowercase a. Let me look in the list here. Yeah, lowercase a for gear assembly. And then Just gonna go through this list. Should be this one right here, the lever next to the gear assembly. Enter, enter. Same for this lever. Add assembly. I had to pull this lever here to disengage this gear assembly because this roller is on right now. So I don't want that to stay. Once these are linked, then the only thing left to do is to build the pressure plate, link it to this gear assembly here, and then add a minecart here and here, which I'll do now. So H for hauling, and then R for a new route. And I'm going to name this one SW2 space capital T for switch 2 top. And then with the keyboard selector, move right there on top of the first top roller. I'm going to press lowercase s for a new stop, and then press enter. And then get rid of the conditions here. We would just want blank conditions. And then R again. Name this one SW2 space B. Move the keyboard selector down 2 spaces to underneath the pressure plate, but not on the roller. Press S for a new stop. Enter. Get rid of the conditions. And now once we disengage the rollers here, then I can just go to those stops in the menu, press V, and assign a vehicle to them. V again, just a vehicle that's not being used. Enter. Oh great, he pulled the lever now. So you can see that this gear is moving in the animation, this one is not. But if you click on it, you can also read that it's disengaged. So when the Newton's Cradle switch is in standby mode, both of these should be disengaged. We're still waiting for the switches and gear assemblies to be linked, and the vehicles to be brought. And then you would hook this pressure plate, you would hook it up to anything. You could hook it up to a bridge that closes behind the invading army once they enter the tunnel. Or you can have them, once they enter the tunnel, close off the main entrance that your dwarves normally use. Or you could do a flooding trap similar to this one. Right now we're protecting the floodgates from building destroyers with fortifications here, so the water's going to come in from the left side. It's going to be pressurized here. When that Newton's Cradle latch is activated, these bridges are going to close, these floodgates are going to open. When they're drowned, we're going to reset it to close these, and then these floodgates will be open for the drainage, but it's still being constructed. Thank you very much for watching. Let me know what you think in the comments, and subscribe for more videos.